I just, yeah, he broke up with me. Tewali eyankyali baanamwe tewali yankyali just ndi byange muwulidde. Norah is playing kwagamaya. Tugolole engoye tuve wano. But my lenients bange baliwa. Where are my lenients? Come, Babolide. Good morning and good evening, good afternoon from wherever you're watching from. Welcome to Norah's evening live stream. I hope you're well. At what time did you realize that you should stop bathing as a group? Calm. Today I need to talk to you guys, to my millennials. Let's talk about something. At what age did you realize that you should stop bathing as a group? For those who grew up in a rental houses, yes, if you grew up in a home, or in a full house, no. We're talking about those who grew up in a rental houses where bathroom, the entire community has to share a bathroom. So the house was divided into two. So we had to share bathrooms. We were living in the same house, we could have a shared bathroom with our neighbor. So everyone has their own behavior. Someone will urinate in the bathroom, and the house will stink. Oh, that's why. Hello, Mohammed. I hope you're well. That my love. Even this my love you. Thank you. How have you been? How have you been? Kojo, are you well? Good evening, good morning, guys. I hope you're well. Good evening from wherever you're watching from, and good afternoon. I have a question, guys. At what time did you realize that you should stop bathing as a group? Comment below, I want to know. At what age did you realize that you should stop bathing with your friends? I'm talking about the millennials. I'm not talking about the Gen Z where their brain thinks otherwise. We at our age, people who grew up in the 20s, the 80s, back then bathing with your fellow female, male had no issues. Yeah, it was okay for us to go and. Nowadays things are different. Nowadays things are different. But we back in the days, we used to bathe with boys. We used to bathe with our fellow female. We go in the shower. Sometimes we could just line up. We used to line up the basin outside of our doors, and then we bathe outside. Everyone is watching. We have no problem. So I have a question for you people. You know me, I did a lot of crazy things. I'm asking, at what age did you realize that you should stop bathing, bathing in public? because for us, by the time we stopped bathing in public, it was embarrassing, guys. It was an embarrassing moment for some of us. Tell me what was your experience, and then I will tell you mine. But don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Nora. I hope you're well. Well, my baby. Hello, how are you? I hope you're well. So I'm asking, guys. At what age did you realize that you should stop? I'm talking to those, you are Muslim. No, I'm a Christian, darling. This girl is a Christian. Muslims, I think you may not understand this kind of question that I have for those. At what age did you realize that we should stop bathing together as groups, as friends? At what age? Millennials, we were so innocent. Our mind was so innocent, where we never thought of the way we looked at each other as different. Like nowadays, people see each other as also different. Back in the days that I love you, thank you. Back in the days, in the 90s and in the 20s, we used to bathe together with boys. We didn't care. You see each other's things. No one is complaining. But nowadays, it's the Gen Z nowadays. I think smartphone has ruined people. Back in the days, we didn't even know that Google existed. Only maybe those who grew up in a rich families. But me, where I grew up from, access to TVs were less to us. We only had access to the radios, but access to TV, that's why our mind was so innocent. But I want to know, at what certain age did you realize that I should stop taking someone to the bathroom with me? At what certain age? Because it's that age where you reach and you have some embarrassment, some things on your body that have started to embarrass you, that you don't want anyone to know, and it's a secret. It's a secret. Someone tell me, I will also tell you. There is that embarrassing thing, that thing on your body that you don't want anyone to know. Come on, tell me. Hmm? I was asking, at what age did you realize that you should stop bathing with your friends? Ooh. Guys, I'm asking, at what age did you realize that you should stop bathing as a group? Do you have $1 billion? Yes, I do have. Someone is asking me about money, Cinderella. Cinderella, do you have $1 billion? Yes, I do have, darling. I do have. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I was asking, at what certain age did you realize that? At what age did you realize that you should stop bathing with your friends? Comment below and then I'll tell you mine. Because growing up back in the days, it's not like nowadays. Liar. I don't have anything to say to you if you say that I'm a liar. Do you have $1 billion? Yes, of course I do have. Huh? If I didn't have, would I look like this? Look at me. You know? Mboza, Jabe. Can't you see that I'm rich? I'm rich in everything. My $1 billion is here. Mboza, Jabe. make it in Jesus' name. Tell me, my beautiful booty. At what age did you realize, guys, that you should stop bathing with your friends? Tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me. So your professor is here. Prof want to know. Nora is here. Come on. Hey. Cindy. Over Torres. Hi Torres. Also Torres, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Mine a car. Oh, that's good if you have a car. Don't worry. In the future, I will also buy a car. You know, you never know what tomorrow comes with. So you might see me tomorrow, I might be a billionaire, as you can see me here. Some people here, they call me poor, so today I might be poor, and then tomorrow suddenly my life changes. You know, you don't ever know what God has for you, what God has planned for you. So I trust God is time that today I might be somebody else, tomorrow not for so long. You won't be mind. So guys, I was asking, do you have a sport car? Yes, I do have a sport car. Can I show you my sport car? Would you love to see my sport car? Don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. My name is Norah. This girl is a Ugandan. Best dumpling sauce ever. I've never tasted that and I don't even know what it is. At what age did you realize that you shouldn't bathe as groups? You know, for me, I grew up in a rental houses. You know those houses which are built online, yeah? Each and every house has its own balcony, but bathrooms, toilets are not inside the house, they are all outside. And each block has their own bathroom. I grew up in such a neighborhood. It was a neighborhood where it has crowded people. Come on. My dear, I have a car. I know you're asking me if I have a car. I have a car. I have a sport car. Let me show you my sport car. Eh? You see? This is my sport car. Hey, I don't need to buy fuel, but it's God is made. That's my sport car. Hey, the engine runs faster. You joke with it. Another question? Because you can't ask me if I have a sport car, yet I have it with me. You know, I have it. Anything else? You want me to show you again? Eh? Good evening. That hello, beautiful. Good evening. I'm fine, Mr. Robert. How are you? bwasiibye otya kansubire nti oli bulungi katonda akuume gy'oli eyo. How is the going that side? How is the sun treating you, the weather? Samaritan. How is Mrs. Samaritan treating you? Come on, guys. I was telling you, at what age did you realize that you should stop bathing as friends? You know, I was telling you guys that me, I grew up in rental houses where neighborhood was a free space, kids playing. I know some of you wouldn't understand, but for those who have ever grew up in a rental houses, you'll understand that the millennials, they didn't know anything that nowadays kids are more into it. Like nowadays, someone looking at you, like girls to girls looking at each other. There are some girls, when they look at you, their mind, someone starts thinking something else. But back in the days, in the 2000, the late 2000, 2003, 2004, like 2000, we didn't have the kind of mentality. We were so innocent. We could bathe with each other. 2007, you as a group, you take off your clothes and then when it's raining, you run around like nothing. But nowadays, even a dog nowadays misbehaves. Hello, I'm at work right now. Oh, so you're at work. Olikukola emisana. Olikola emisana oba olikola bwire? Well, last week neyali misana. Nabo ine ku mawulire nga bali kukoba engeri omusana gye guli kwaka. Bali kwenda mutandika okolanga bwire nga timukola misana olw'omusana omungi. Dubai nabo ine ku mawulire nga bali kukoba batyo. Era nga balikoba nti omuntu yena ali kukozesa omuntu mu lunaku olw'emisana, like during daytime, ajja kusasula fine ya 5,000. 5,000 eda Dubai. Yeah, day shift. Okay. Day shift baba warnings. Day shift, you guys were warned. Oba amawulire gabaire fake. Amawulire ga Emirates gasobola kuba fake. Ndowooza imwe engeri gye muli mu warehouse, it's okay. Bala bakola like kuluya, bana bakola okuzimba. Ndowooza nabo be bataireko amateeka nti tibalina okukola misana, balina okukola bwire kuba omusana mungi. Omuntu oyinza feelinga dizzy. You know, a lot of things can happen. So my beautiful people, tell me, what was that embarrassing thing that made you stop bathing with your friends? What was that embarrassing thing? We work in AC. Lucky you guys. You guys, you're so lucky. My AC is right there. My AC is right there. There. That's my AC. My entire world. That's my world in this weather. I was asking my beautiful people, at what age did you guys realize that you shouldn't bathe with each other? Let me tell you, it seems some of you are not understanding what I'm trying to put here. You see, there's a certain point where you start growing some things where they shouldn't be seen, and you, at your age, you still enjoy having fun with your friends. Robert, tekansinisa abantu abandi amaino oidi bino obyogera omuwala bwakubona oti oli museegu ekidi ekyo wokoba nti twanaabanga abawala ku bawala, oba twasimbanga bbaafu luyi lweno ne luyi lwere, abalenzi boona baatawale mwena mwatawana omwanaaba mwena mwebona obuto buno buba bwa kisiru. But guys, let me tell you, you see, when you're all innocent, life is so good. Back in the late 2006, because I would say that was the age where bye, see you on WhatsApp, all right, tujja kuwaera. So bathing has groups back in the days, in the late, let me say me, where I was a teenager and I was innocent. 2005, 4, 2003, 2006, 2007, 2008, that's when I was stopped from bathing with my fellow girls, because you know, some things have started growing and they were not allowed to be seen. Guys, so let me tell you what happened. Girls in our group, she used to be short, you know, short people, they don't show while they are aging, but we are all human and your body will tell that you're growing. Your face might not show, but your hormones will show that, my dear, you're aging. So this girl was older than us, but she was the shortest one in our group. We were taller than her. So one day we went to bathe. That day I will never forget. It was 6 p.m. We all took off our clothes. We used to have this habit. We line up our basins according to the color of the basin you're using. And then we will bathe on a veranda in an open day. We will never care who is looking. So one day while bathing in a group, that shorty girl in our group, one of the girls was like, Kolos. Her name was Kolos. And then one of the girls was like, Kolos, what's that? You know, as young as we were all, she was like, I don't know. So we all came to look. We were like, wow. Guess what I'm talking about? I know some of you are curious. You're like, Nora, what part? Which part? But I'm Margaret. So some of you are asking, Nora, which part? You all know that part. Which part is so embarrassing to show your friends? Which part on your body that you're so embarrassed to show your friends that this part I cannot show you? You know why it's called private? So we were all like, wow, so you've started growing. You know, we were so stupid and innocent. May the Lord forgive our sins back in the days, but we were innocent. As I told you guys, we didn't know anything like nowadays where people know this thing about LGBTQT, whatever. I might not even pronounce it well. We didn't know anything about that. We were so free, we were so innocent. Back in the days, we didn't have problems with that. We could be friends with girls, boys, you know. We were just free with each other because we didn't have access to TV. Most of our time we spent playing. I remember the kind of games we used to play were soccer, we used to play netball, we used to play jumping rope, we used to play skipping ropes, you wear there's that circle thing, but because we didn't have money for, we used to use a bicycle tires. You wear it on your waist and then you start dancing with it. All that tire goes circle like this. No, yeah, we didn't have money, but we enjoyed our life. That's why my childhood is so full of a lot of memories, a lot of crimes. We did a lot of things. Yeah, but we never treated people badly. We were just crazy kids doing their own thing, living their life. That's why I'm sharing my memories with you guys. So while we were all looking at that thing, we were like, wow. So someone actually heard us saying that. And then my mom was like, Nora was like, what did you guys say about Kolos? I was like, Mom, she had something growing down there. We saw it. As you know, adults. So they have to go and talk to the mother of that girl. And then the next day, whenever for us we could go bathing, she never joined us. And we were like, why? So there's a day she went inside the bathroom where only adults bathe. And then we're like, why? Why is she bathing? Why is she going into the bathroom? Because I remember my mom used to tell me that sharing bathroom with adults, it was not safe for our health. So we could bathe outside, sometime on our veranda. She tells you to bring 2 basin, one with water, one where you will stand. And sometimes my mom used to help us. If she finds that you're not clean enough, yeah, your mom will undress you, put you in that basin. Whether you're 13, they'll scrub your body and then until you feel like mama. Your mother will wash you until you clean. So Kolo started using adults' bathroom. She stopped bathing with us, but playing, she could come and play with us, but sometimes she could avoid, and we weren't feeling the vibe. She started slipping away from us little by little, and we started seeing one by one from the group going. I didn't understand. I didn't understand anything until one day it also happened to me. And mine, but I delayed to grow some parts on my body. The only thing that I used to fear people to notice about me, it was on my chest. When I started seeing things popping on my chest, I never liked it. And another thing that I didn't like the most, that scared me the most, that at least my mom should have told me, it was that part when you start seeing your first period. Guys, I screamed like a mad woman. And that thing happened when I was with my friend. As I told you, we grew up with male friends. We didn't have that mentality, Busimani, like nowadays you find people at 10, 12, and that's my boyfriend. We didn't know anything about that. So I had this friend that I always used to play with. So one day we went, my friend used to play basketball. But that day he didn't go to play basketball. It was us playing rugby that day. So we went in our changing room. He followed. So while we were there, and I was changing, and then he was like, Nora, what's that? I was like, what? Did something? Were you injured? Imagine someone asking you a question that you also have no idea of. I was like, I don't know. So as innocent as he was, he told me, take off, let me go wash. I also took off, and then I covered myself with my dress. He went, he washed, and then he was like, put it on. While you're on the pitch, it will dry. It was worse. The good thing, we used to wear blue. So when we went to change, others left. And then while we were walking, he was like, Nora, what's that? The scent, it's so strong. We went again to the washroom. Oh, this time it was too much. And then he was like, Nora, I think you have a problem. I think you're sick. I was like, really? And then we went home. When I went home, I didn't care about it. And then I remember I woke up very early in the morning. I had to change my clothes going to school. And then my uncle saw it. My uncle was like, eh. The goat has broke the rope. That's the word my uncle used. The goat has done what? Has broke the rope. My auntie came running. She was like, no, you can't go to school today. I was like, why? I have to go to school. My auntie told me, Nora, when did this thing happen? I told her yesterday I was with my friend. My auntie knew him. My aunt was like, so and so. I was like, yes. Did he see it? I was like, yeah. He saw it. My aunt was like, Nora, you've grown. I was like, what? My aunt told me, Nora, from now on, you've become a woman. I told my aunt, me to be a woman. No. My aunt told me, Nora, you've become a woman from now onwards. Be careful with what you do. I thank God that my auntie told me some things, but she did not go more further into the details, but she was just telling me these things that don't allow a guy, that friend of yours, stop him from hugging you, stop him from carrying you. I've been seeing him carrying you all the time. Tell your friend to stop carrying you around on his back. Guys, I liked it, not even liking it, but I love it whenever my friend used to carry me around. Actually, it used to make me feel good. I felt like my big brother was the one carrying me around. I was like, why? They were like, now you're a woman. And by the time when it goes by, the two of you will stop seeing each other as the way. I was like, but auntie, he and I, we are friends. He's like, I compared him with my brothers. We're like, no, you're not from the same womb. Only your brothers can do that to you, but he cannot. So I kept on asking why they, for them, they never told me that, if at least they have told me the sex part, I would have at least known something, but they never. The only thing they could tell us, do not allow a guy to kiss you, do not allow a guy to hug you, do not allow a guy to touch here, do not allow someone to touch you here. Only thing. But the kind of touching they were not explaining. African parents, you're the reason why some of us, they did to us what they did to us, because you never told us that what kind of touching we should not allow. That's why my child, I tell her exactly, do not allow this. Because me, if they would have told me that you don't have to allow someone to, they did not. For them, they were just telling you the opposite. Imagine African parents. Whenever you're educating your children about sex, tell them exactly. But you guys, you're telling us, do not allow someone to touch you here, do not allow someone to do here. We are the only people who are allowed, as your parents, we are the only people who are allowed to put our mouth here. Mandi tulavuddeko. At least we would have known. My friend came to the window, was like, Nora, aren't we going to play today? I told him no. They said that I should stop seeing you. And then my friend was like, why? I told him, they told me that I'll become a woman. So he told me, really? Why do you mean that you'll become a woman? I told him, I don't know. That's me telling my friend. I told my friend, I don't know why they told me that I've become a woman. And you and I, we should stop. You should stop carrying me. And then my friend was like, you mean you don't want me to continue carrying me on your back? I was like, me, I want it, but I don't know why. And then he was like, okay, for us, we can be doing it in secret. I can carry you maybe when we are going to the field, okay? I was like, okay. And then he told me, so when are you coming out? I told him, they told me until I'm okay. That's when I should come out. He was like, okay, I'll be coming. So my friend, because for him at their house, they used to have white visitors. So they used to bring him a lot of toys, sweets. So my friend used to bring for me sweets, toys. He will come through the window and then knocks. Me and him, we had that code of knocking. When he knocks, I know that it's him, and then I open the window, and then he climbs, and then he will sit next to the window, and then we will jazz whenever that thing happened. That's how we used to talk, me and my friend. For him, his job is to bring in sweets. We sit there on the window. Me, I'm on my bed. For him, he's on the window. And then we jazz, we jazz. He tells me what's happening outside where I'm not. And then he's like, I can't wait until you're okay. But this kind of sickness that you're suffering from, I'm not understanding. But African parents are kindly, whenever you guys are educating us, tell us mwandibadde mutugamba amazima okwewala ebituukawo mu bulamu bwaffe. Nze singa mu bulamu bwange ngenda bagamba kino nti singa baŋŋamba nti okwegatta n'omulenzi kivaamu kino, walla nze mu bulamu bwange nandifubye okulaba nti neekuuma. Naye tewali eyavaayo kuŋŋamba nti Norah, baŋŋamba nga bugambi nti omuntu kasita olaba omusaayi oba ofuuse omukyala. Kati nze saakitegeera ng'omwana omuto, saakitegeeranga. Baŋŋamba bugambi okuze. Kati ate nange mukwano gwange buli lwe nagendanga mu nsonga nga mukwano gwange nga mugamba baŋŋambye nti nonkuze. Kati nga ye omulenzi ate nga yina baganda babalenzi babimugambanga. Kati nga naye agenda n'abagamba omuntu waba akoze kiba kitegeeza kika. Kale nga be bamunnyonnyola nga ate wajja n'abinnyonnyola. Nayina anti wange nga ye mukulukulubuko nga yenkana ne babrother bandi bamukwano gwange, nga anti wange aŋŋamba oyo byakugamba bibi, baganda be bantu bakulu, ebyo bintu by'abantu bakulu. Nimugamba naye anti mwe mugamba nti nze nkuze. Nga nti anti wange aŋŋamba nti okuze, naye si buli omuntu alina okukola ekyo. Owuliddeko nze So wetutyo ffe we twakula in an African home where you were not told everything. They will tell you just you've grown, but what kind of you're telling me that I've become a woman. I want to know what kind of a woman. Yes, I'm a woman, but how? Explain to me. They never explained anything. They only tell you stay away from boys. Yes, we are doing that, but tell me the reason why. So if they have told us the reason, I think most of us would have been saved, but they never told us. They never told us. And you know these things where you want to learn something, how children start learning bad manners. It's by those friends where your friend will come and tell you, you know what, me, I saw my brother doing this. Would you want us also to learn how they were doing it? And because you were young and stupid, you will also just say, yeah, teach me. Back in the days, things were so stupid because your mind is innocent. The only thing your parents are telling you you've grown, you've become a woman. They are not explaining exactly. And then your friend is again another friend who is telling you that I saw my brothers doing this, that they were learning, and then they also told me that I should also learn. And since you're my friend, we should learn also how to do it. You're learning from each other's. So parents of back in the days, you really would have told us that truth. But one thing that I'll tell you that me I've learned in that kind of life growing up, my life wasn't that bad growing. My life has a lot of memory. I enjoyed my childhood. Me in my childhood, I played. I played. When we say playing games, we played. Where they will tell you, the therapist will always tell you that allow your kids to play. We played. We played with pleasure. You know, playing. We played as grooms, but me, I was always a planner, a wedding planner. I never played as a groom. I've always played as a wedding planner because me, I loved planning and arranging. My spirit has always been into arranging, making things look neat. That was me growing up. And then another thing that we used to do playing, I will never say that we never played mom and dad. We played that one. I played, and yeah, and I remember we played. We played being single mothers. We played a lot of games. We could build houses with stones, and then we could clean those houses. Oh, my childhood life. We used to build houses. We used to build tents. We used to build wedding tents, arrange tents with flowers. We could plan for the next day how the wedding should be held. We used to torment people's garden. We could go and cut the flowers just to decorate. Hey, guys, growing up was much fun. Hmm? We used to do a lot of things. We used to play. You throw ball, catch. You're in the middle, they throw ball, and once that ball hits you, you're out. We used to play. You collect the sand. You grab the ball and then you throw it far away, and then you have to fill the bottle with the sand. We used to play the kind of games you arrange the stones from the biggest to the smallest. And when the last one has to be the smallest, it means your team has won. Guys. And once you've done arranging, you again have to push the stones down and again rearrange. Life used to be sweet. Life used to be sweet. But kids of nowadays, they want to watch cartoon. They want to, they spend most of the time inside the house. They don't play. That's why you find they are fat. They are having diabetes. They are, you know, children are living life. Life of nowadays, that's why I'll take my kids in the countryside. I will raise my kids in the countryside. The rule will be in my house, you watch TV at night. And that TV, you'll have only 3 hours to watch it. If it's school days, you'll only have 2 hours. That means from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. 8 p.m., by 8:30, 8, you're in your room, half of 2 hours, half of an hour you're praying or bedtime story. From there, children must sleep for 8 hours. Me, the rule that I will have in my house, my children have also to experience my lifestyle of playing, leave alone where nowadays kids are so emotional. Even you find a 2-year-old, you tell them something and they are crying. You find that they are being taken to the therapist that this child is traumatized. Imagine, traumatized from what? Just because you told them that no phone, no TV, no chips. No. Me mind they will be growing in the countryside. They will play. I want them to play so that they also feel it. When it's a holiday, they will be watching TV for 3 hours. During daytime, it will be time for them to play, and then they sleep for 1 hour. Once they are done eating lunch, they play. They go to sleep. After sleeping, they wake up at 3 or to 4. They take their tea, and then there they play, like while you're preparing dinner for them. They play around while some of them are bathing, and then they go inside the house. Then they watch TV. That will be the rule in my house. You don't watch TV during daytime. You don't stay on your phone the entire day. In my house, my kids will play. You see me, their mother, I played. So my kids, I have to set a rule for them. For their own health benefit, they have to play. If they are boys, I'll put them on the motorcycle, take them to the pitch, play there. They have to learn to play soccer, run around. By the time they come back home, they are so exhausted. All they want is to shower and eat and sleep. Tell me. I have medicine for them. I'm telling you. Me, my kids, they must play. They must live their life. No TV in the house. They will the longest hour they will watch TV in the house, that will be during holidays. That's from 7. You watch TV from 7 up to 9 p.m. 10, we are all going to bed, sleeping time. When it passes that hour, it means tomorrow there is no watching TV. Yeah. It means there's no watching TV. If you disobey, they will have their phones. But if you disobey what mommy tells you, the phone will be taken away from you. And there's nothing you do about it. Those are the rules that my kids will live by. In my house. In my house. My kids must play. If girls, they also have to play with their fellow girls. By playing with their fellow girls, the boys will be going out playing soccer with their fellow boys. They have to play. If they break your leg, you come back home, we treat it. If you run and then you triple, you come back home, we treat the wound. Tomorrow you come back. Tomorrow again you go back, you play. Because playing helps your mental health. Children must play. A child must not sit there, eat, drink, eat. My children will play. Let me tell you, my future babies, they will play. They will play and play because me, their mother, I enjoyed my life. I played. I used to do a lot of activities. That's why me at my age, I can run. Hmm? No one can run like okay, I don't run faster, but I don't get tired faster. I run. Hmm? So they also have to run. It's not bad for you kids to go out there and play. You can follow them, but it's just that the world has changed. So that means I'll be going with them. Like, let me say, my evening hours, I go out with them while they go to play. I wait for them because you have to keep an eye on your kids. You know, nowadays, people in Uganda, it's like also in America, people. Hmm? So you have to keep an eye on your kids. You take them out to play, and then you bring them back home like that. If they are home, you allow them to play outside on the compound. Yes, they experience life. TV will be only for night. And by watching TV, you have to watch TV 2 hours. If it's school time, you only watch TV for 1 hour. And then you go to sleep. Phones will be only held on the weekend. Only kupatanga simu on the weekend. Because who are you going to call? Who? The only person who's allowed to be having the phone is their elder sister. The young ones, they don't need even the phone. Phone for what? Maybe when you call them, you want to tell them something. Hey, and that you buy the landline. You know the landline. Anyone can answer that phone. Me, my future children, that's how their life will be. Not having these small phones, everyone, we will have the landline in the house. You know that landline? The phone that has that you can walk around with it while talking. That's the one we will have. You put it on the table and then you call. Nobagamba mwe bayaye basheshe mwasiimire ngende nongoose. Oh, yeah.